Hi everyone, it's Jennifer from Fiberflux. Welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad you're here. Today we're going to be talking about all things spring crochet. Spring is such a fun time to crochet. We're emerging from winter, things kind of lighten up a little bit, the colors get a little brighter, and it's just a really fun time to kind of switch gears and try some new things. So we're going to talk today about 10 different beautiful spring crochet projects that you can work on. Now, all the links to all the patterns we're going to talk about today can be found down below. There's a full written pattern for each one on the blog. There's a full video tutorial for each one so you can follow along. And then most of them have an ad-free PDF both in my Ravelry shop and my Etsy shop as well. So check those links out below. Now before we get started, be sure and click on that subscribe button to get all the latest Fiberflux video updates. I share full project tutorials, stitch tutorials, themed roundups like this one. We do crochet alongs and sometimes we just hang out. So if you haven't joined the Fiberflux community yet, click on that subscribe button and join in. The first spring pattern on our list is this Breath of Spring cowl. This is a gorgeous little accessory you can kind of just throw on if you need a little something, not too warm as we're moving towards warmer weather, but sometimes spring can be rather unpredictable. So it's nice to have some lighter accessories to kind of fill in the gaps as we get to the warmer weather. So this was made with some, like I said, some light yarn, a mesh stitch, very, very easy to make. So try the Breath of Spring cowl as we welcome spring. Our next pattern is this squishy spring bunny. This is such a cute pattern. You can make this as big or small as you want. I used a large hook and some like big plushy blanket yarn, but you could scale this down as well and do some thinner yarn and a smaller hook if you want like a miniature version of it. I added some flowers to the top, and the ears are just some pipe cleaners that I crocheted around so you can kind of bend them around. You can make the ears stand up, you can make a flop ear bunny, or maybe like one up and one down. So it's a really fun little project, and I had fun using kind of like the Easter pastel colors, but you can mix and match colors, and it's a really fun little project. This would be super fun to set next to an Easter basket or put on a favorite chair. It's squishy like a throw pillow. So lots of different uses for that. So try this bunny, very, very cute. Next up on our list is this berry patch tee. This is so easy to make. It's just 2 squares that I made in a diagonal. So I started at the point, worked upward and outward, established the size that I needed, the height and the width, and then kind of came in and closed up the square. And then I made 2 of them, sandwiched them together, and then added sort of a bottom, as you can see here, a little detail to make it more of like a tunic design with a split to kind of ease as you sit down. It kind of moves with you a little bit better. So this was really fun to make too. I used some very thin kind of cotton yarn. So the result is something light and airy and just really kind of a breezy project to make. Now, this is also a great piece for spring. I chose this specifically because you can wear this when it's a little chillier out in those early spring days with some long sleeves, or you could, as it gets warmer and then later hot into summer, you could wear kind of like a tank top or something like that underneath and pop it on over top. So it kind of moves through the cold to warm season with you. So try this tee, it's really cute. Next in our spring lineup is this azalea patch shawl. This was inspired by the azaleas that grow near me where I live, and the bright pink and the beautiful display that they bring every spring. And so when I saw this yarn that I was looking for something to make, I immediately thought of spring azaleas. So that's where that name came from. But the shawl itself is very, very simple. It's just a granny triangle. It starts from the bottom point, works upward and outward. So you could make this as large or as small as you want. You can make just a little spring shawlette or something full size if you want more coverage. So check out the azalea patch shawl. It's very beautiful and super, super easy. The Spun Sugar Cardigan is another one of those super easy patterns. Now this one is basically just 2 long rectangles. So basically I made 2 shawls, threw them over my shoulders, seamed up the sides and the back, and I had a cardigan. So if you're looking for something really, really easy with no shaping or no really intricate sizing, this is a really good beginner cardigan. So I used some yarn cakes, and so all this tonal, pretty pastel spring colors was done for me. And it just kind of played out in such a beautiful way. The spun sugar was inspired by cotton candy because it just looks so fun and sweet, and it has a little bit of a metallic thread through it, so it has a little sparkle too. So this is just a really fun cardigan to make, very, very easy. And I used a V-stitch, so it's also kind of open and airy feeling. And as you can see here, you can add a little you could make a chain and make a little matching belt, or you could do a ribbon like I did and just give it like a little bit of a cinch if you want to kind of close it. Now it also, with the V-stitch, because it has an open fabric, you could add a few buttons and button it together as well. Very easy, and use those V openings as buttonholes too. So really fun, really easy cardigan to make for spring. Next up on our list is the Clear Sky Shawl. This is a beautiful shawl. Again, very easy to make. I love the aqua color. It was like a fingering kind of sock weight yarn, and I love making shawls out of sock yarn for spring and summer or even early fall, because they're just a little something if you want just an accessory, or sometimes as the weather starts to warm up, the air conditioning starts coming on and you go from warm to freezing cold, and it's just nice to kind of have something pretty to bring along to put on your shoulders. So check out this shawl, very pretty and a very popular pattern on the Fiberflux blog as well. Our next pattern is the Larkspur Peep shoulder top. This is made very simply with 2 granny squares sandwiched together, and then when I seamed the sides and I seamed the tops of the shoulders, but when I did that, I left a little opening so you could see a little bit of a peep, and you can see that here up close. But this is a great little top for spring, and the squares, you can make them as large or as small as you like. You can make this for a child or an adult, either one, and you can just make the squares as wide and as tall or narrow and short as you need them to be. So check that out, a really cute little top for spring. Now I wanted to add a blanket to our spring lineup too, because as things kind of lighten up, the bulky blankets kind of get put away and some of the lighter ones come out. So this corner to corner granny stripe blanket is done with some beautiful pastel springy colors. This is sort of similar to the berry patch tee in that it starts in the corner, works up and out, and then comes back in to make the square. So it's a really fun little blanket to make. Pretty colors and a little bit lighter weight yarn than the bulkier blankets of fall and winter. So check this one out for your couch or your favorite chair. You can kind of drape it over, and it also makes a lovely gift as well. If you're doing some spring cleaning or just want some springy decor in your kitchen, try the Tulip Patch Dishcloth. This was such a fun and enjoyable project to make, and small and nice and portable. I use V-stitches to make those light color panels in between, and then more V-stitches to make the stems and the little leaves, and then some puff stitches to make little rows of tulips. So it looks like little tulips all in a row, and it's just very enjoyable to make. Now I chose one color for all of my tulips, but you could do a whole rainbow of them. You could even use some variegated or self-striping yarn and just have a little surprise as you work up your tulips as well. So try the Tulip Patch Dishcloth, so pretty. Last but not least is this gorgeous Gelato Shop shawl. This is one of my personal favorites. I really enjoyed making this. It's light, it's beautiful. It has shades of peach and aqua and just all kinds of beautiful fun colors for spring. It was made in a triangle shape. So I worked from the bottom up, and again, you can make these triangle shawls as wide or as small as you want them to be if you just need a little shawlette, or a regular size shawl as well. So check that out. So I hope you enjoyed all this spring crochet inspiration as we move out of winter and into spring. And all the links down below for the patterns, videos, etc. can be found down below. And again, if you haven't subscribed, be sure to hit that subscribe button to get all the latest Fiberflux video updates. I post multiple videos every week. I will see you in the next video. Happy spring crocheting, everyone!